take it real soon. You know we got what you need, baby, so take it along.
We don't have this kind of competition everywhere we go, Philip. And where are we? We're in Cedar Rapids, Iowa for night number 2, where the center of the Cornhole universe happens to be this center court. 17 states represented, a lot of great local players, some new names and some new games that have shown up. But I'll be honest with you, as we continue to singles as Finn the Loudmouth for the ACO and you, Phil Barnett. Now, we call him the Mississippi Ninja, but I'm thinking about changing it to Karnak because you have made some pretty good predictions, and one of them is going to be on center court tonight, vying for the singles championship.
Absolutely. We had some great co-ed action last night, but tonight we're going to have some great singles action. 4 men still left in the winner's bracket, 4 great players, but sitting in the king seat is none other than my pick, DJ Long. And we're going to see some singles action, and we're going to bring you some doubles action, and I look for some great games right here on center court again tonight.
And the key to the entire intro, the word action. We're looking forward to it. So we're going to grab our drinks and grab our seats. We invite you to do the same. You will have the best seats in the house. We will have the second best seats in the house. Happy to bring you all of that action live from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. It is the Alliant Powerhouse. And we are looking forward to bringing you all of the action here on center court as these players get ready in their ACO Pro jerseys here. And I apologize to the Alliant folks. The Alliant Powerhouse. Allegiant, that's, I think, how we got here, isn't it? Allegiant Air?
Yeah.
I don't remember. I think we might have hitchhiked our way here. I'm not 100% sure, but I do know this. The big powerhouses are standing on center court right now, and they're working their way to get back to DJ Long. This is going to be a great match. Craig Ervin, who we saw the other night, or just last night, as a matter of fact, with his wife playing in the co-eds, and Michael Chittenden, they're going to be firing away at one another. Now, I'll tell you something, Craig playing as the higher seed out of the blue lane against Michael, who has had himself one great weekend.
He has, and I'll tell you what, the last couple majors he's played really well, and he has bust onto the scene, and now he's made it to the Final 4. So it's going to be a nice finish for him no matter what.
Yeah, it sure is. Russellville, Indiana, Michael Chittenden there running out of the red lane. Craig Ervin out of Sykeston, Missouri. Scott County Cornhole is who he calls home, and he has been on fire throughout the course of the day. So these guys are going to get their final down and backs. They've had their final warm-up tosses in motion here. Going to get a little energy drink there in Craig Ervin. And once they get ready to start, Frank Gears, the Cornhole dude and the founder of the ACO in 2005, president of the company, is going to give them the command to bring it, and they will do just that. So it'll be Chittenden versus Ervin, and this is going to be a great match. We're looking forward to seeing the winner of this emerge to take on Tyler Amos, who we just had a little bit ago on the ACO Digital Network, and the winner of that match will then face off, as you mentioned, the king seat holder,
man,
Mr. D.
Probably the hottest
Long.
man in the country right now. I know a lot of people would not like to be facing DJ Long right now because on center court he just went through a gauntlet and allowed less than 10 points each game.
He did, and if you know Cornhole, then you probably know the names Austin Thomason, Gary Ferguson, Tyler Amos, who we mentioned just a moment ago. Went through him like a hot knife.
He did.
Through ham. Isn't that the saying? I don't really remember. All right.
Bring it, baby.
Bring it. Has been the command given by Frank Gears, the Cornhole dude. And in that blue lane, we've got a Craig Ervin first bag out of his hand, lets it fly, and right up the dead center, which is exactly what we expected.
He did, and Craig played last night in the co-ed, struggled at times on center court. Let's see if he has that effect again tonight.
Now, it's interesting. We watched he and his wife, Ashley, last night play, and they played as the perfect team. When he was hot and she needed a little uplift, he was there for her, and then all of a sudden he ran a little bit cold, and she was able to pick him up, and the two of them talk to us after one of their matches and let us know, you know, it's not really so much about the game and the struggle of the game as to how it affects their relationship. It might make for a quiet ride home here or there, but outside of that, the game is just part of what makes it so great to be the Ervin family.
That's right, and both men start with a 4-bagger, so this could be one of those games.
Can't beat that. Both of them wearing those ACO Pro jerseys, as we mentioned. If they were able to make it through and pass the King seed holder, DJ Long, they are going to score an extra $1,000 on top of that as the ACO Pro bonus continues throughout the course of the majors this season. There's a little low blocker bag. He decided not to go ahead and take that center.
Let's see if he did it on purpose. And there's the reblock. And see if it's going to turn into an airmail game, probably what Craig wanted.
Well, I'll tell you what, that is what he wants, and
there
that's
it
exactly
is.
why.
Swish.
About that.
Swish.
It's on command right there, and Chittenden
Chittenden
answers. Nicely done.
He used all the rim, but he did go in.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And I'll tell you what, that airmail battle could be a dangerous game to play, especially when you're meeting up against somebody who's feeling it the way Michael is this weekend. Up and over. Went off the back again.
Chance for Chittenden to pick up 6 with another airmail.
And he does.
And
How
he
about
does
that? What an air show right there.
Wow.
Right off at the top. You got to love that. 6-0 out early. 3 airmails for Michael Chittenden, taking advantage of Craig Ervin, who's famous for his airmail game. He and his wife both.
And, I mean, those were 3 solid airmails right there by Chittenden.
In fact, the first one, I think, was just a setup practice. It
so.
rattled around the rim just a little bit, but those next 2, no doubt about it. And he's got an interesting lift and a style I haven't seen in his pitch. It's a little more of his whole body kind of helps propel it up. And he comes in, he can come in
low, and that's a big mistake.
Yeah, he can come in lofty, or he comes in low and a little bit rougher. It's a nice cleanup there by Craig Ervin.
I know Chittenden was glad to see him get that bag that was on the right-hand side of him there.
And with one off the back, he'll have to contend with that loss of 3 potential points or even a single.
How about a 5 spot if Craig can go in right here and get almost all of them back?
And it's not if. It's it was if. I thought it was just when, but boy, he missed an opportunity right there to own that center, which he is famous for taking straight up the middle and owning it whenever you give it to him. And if he has that first bag, you were right. He owns that middle, and he goes for the 4-bagger every single time because, like he said, it's just about putting the bag in the hole. And it's just that simple.
That's right. Let's see if he goes for the block again. And he does. Let's see if Chittenden reblocks and gets back into that shoot game again. And he does. Here we go again.
There we go again is exactly right. And I think we're going to have a few here we go agains before it's all said and done, as in the airmail game.
The Blue Angels are flying over here.
Oh, how about that? Asked and answered.
4 for 4 so far.
Yep. And another up and over.
Yep.
Oh, and off the back. It's almost as if he says, you know what, I'm just going to run. I've got someplace to be. Oh, how about that?
Nothing but net.
Nothing. We should probably put a net on there just so we can hear the swish. Oh, how about
Craig
that?
got 2 of them that time.
Yeah, this is an air show to be sure. And an airmail. Oh, how about that again?
6 for 6. Count them for Chittenden.
That is something right there. We haven't seen that, I don't think, on center court since we've been doing these matches together, to go hard and heavy like that. 6 in a row, 9 on 3 out of the red lane. The lower seed, the number 11 seed, Michael Chittenden, who's been burning through the brackets.
Yeah, he's played some really tough. I know he eliminated Johnny Thomas. He eliminated Amber Fretwell to get here.
Yes, he did. And Amber Fretwell has been on her game this weekend. She has, and she's sitting courtside. She's checking things out. You always want to say, well, you lost to the eventual champion. So I'm sure that she and her husband, Shane, have a very close eye on this match.
She's thinking about what if right now. She could be sitting right here. But Chittenden is making a good showing. But on that inside arm, he's struggled a little bit.
I got to be honest with you. I think I'd just shoot all airmails.
I think so. You know what? I would think that he would try to throw the first blocker to get into an airmail game. But no, and Craig gets 4 of those back right there.
Yeah, he sure does.
It's 9-7.
And I would imagine if you're tuned in right now and you're watching the game, you know what we mean when we say airmail. But just in case you don't, there are 4, maybe 5 basic. Well, 4 basic and 1 hot shot types of shots here in Cornhole. You've got that blocker bag that you've talked about that we've seen a number of times. Normally, if that bag would land in front of the hole, that'd be your standard blocker. You've got a push shot that pushes that blocker up and out of the way.
And a push shot to push us in. So,
You got a slide shot, which is that basic shot right up the middle, and then the airmail up and over top
of everything.
As you mentioned, nothing but net most of the time. Sometimes you have an opportunity to use that to drag a bag in with you, maybe multiple bags in. Sometimes you have that opportunity to knock one off the back while you drag one in. It's an and one. That's what that's referred to.
Yeah.
And there is this block and roll shot, this roll bag that you've seen a lot of the younger players, the young guns have really mastered the ability to hit the board, get that bag somehow to get up on its side, roll up and over a pile, so it eliminates the need for an airmail. But what's interesting is the players that are adept at pulling off that roll bag also have really good airmail shots as well. So it's just an addition to their arsenal. 11-7, Chittenden holds the lead over the number 5 seed Craig Ervin here on center court again at the Alliant Powerhouse here in Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
Let's see if he can make an adjustment on that side. What side he's been struggling on. He's been scoring all his points going the other way. Outside arm is what I call it.
Shane Fretwell, you will be on court 14.
And you hear over the PA, we still have lots of action going on in the background. The doubles for the ACO Cedar Rapids Major still underway. We're hoping to bring you after the break a little bit later after we crown a singles champion. Some doubles action as well from those brackets. I'm Finn, the loudmouth for the ACO. He is the Mississippi Ninja, Philip Barnett, ACO Pro.
Wow.
And I'll tell you what, it is interesting. That 5 spot, a net bag.
It fell, so that's going to drop it down to 3.
That's going to make it a 3 spot,
Yeah.
but that bag did fall. Unfortunately, one off the back there for Craig. But, and it's funny because I listen and I hear some of your reactions that they're almost involuntary because it's as if you've made those shots.
Yeah.
You're throwing those bags yourself. You've been on that court. You've played against these players. And I find it interesting just to listen to your involuntary sort of reactions to shots because I don't even think you realize you're doing it.
I don't, probably.
And that's great because it's just how the game affects you, and you really do play the game through them.
Yeah. And a shot I think that they're going to make and they don't make it just takes me aback sometimes. And shots I don't think they can make. We saw it twice last night with Blake Carney.
Yes, we did.
I mean,
yes, we did.
It does bring out reactions. So
it sure does, boy. And I'll tell you what, there is a distinct difference, as you mentioned, in the confidence that Chittenden has from that side of the board versus coming down and throwing that inside.
Yeah.
It really does. It really does make a difference.
As Craig was able to pick up 2 there. Plays with Gene Quilter, longtime ACO guy.
Right on. 10 years into the game. He plays with the Lucky Valors. He likes those Luckies.
And Charlie Case has had a good weekend on
He really
people
has.
playing in center court with his bags.
He really has. Bob Heil and a handful of others that
Sebastian Barger. Now Michael Chittenden.
have been running those Luckies right up the board, right in the hole, right where he's most comfortable.
Nice bag. You see what Michael does, and I've never seen that. He lays all his bags up on the score tower, takes a step back, gets one bag, and then goes. And there's another 4-bagger by Craig.
Got to be honest with you, I agree with you. I didn't even notice that that's what he was doing. I've never seen that either. All right, well,
last back blues right there.
there it is. He had the opportunity. We've discussed it a number of times. It seems too good to be true. A lot of times it is, and not always able to capitalize on that opportunity.
It seems like the guy that has the last throw either throws the bag short, kicks it off right. It's just happened so many times.
Much
in
more
this
this
game.
time, yeah, don't you think?
Yeah.
Much more this time around than the last
Absolutely.
handful of majors that we have covered. And
Michael's getting off a little bit, giving Craig a chance to get back in the game.
yeah, I got to be honest with you. If my airmail's dialed in the way it is, I'd just start firing.
I'm telling you, I would think he would try to do some blocking the way he scored all his points on those 6 pure airmails that he shot. Nice bag
That's
right
nicely
there.
done there. That circle, that's not even a get-around bag. That's just a circle the drain sort of shot.
Nice.
Nice push there.
Let's see. Craig, man, he's got a serious look on his face. Almost looks like he's mad like Ashley was last night. And 2 more to 14-13. This might be one of those nights, Finn.
It very well could be.
The elevator's working.
I'll tell you something. We got out to a pretty hot start, and as we've seen so many times here on the ACO Center Court, you know what? The scales of balance do tend to swing.
Yeah.
And we've said it a million times. In fact, I think it might be a T-shirt worthy at this point. No lead is safe.
No lead is safe.
I've watching through the Scoreholio brackets through the course of the tournament. I've watched a lot of games that started out 17-1, wrap up 21-17, 21-18, things like that. And I think that's how we've seen a lot of really good talent blown out of the main bracket and into the second and third tier play.
I know a guy that played Brian Jones this morning, had a 17-4 lead and lost 21-17. Got shoved into tier 2. Good player. So I think.
Well, I think
nice.
You're right there. You're finding these guys kind of resetting now as they get a little bit tighter on the as they tighten up the score. I think they probably both needed that reset, that four-bag reset for both of them. So,
I'll tell you one thing you have noticed. Craig Ervin hasn't tried to block another shot since those first two he blocked.
He didn't. He wanted to get off the runway for all those airmails.
No, I don't think that was on purpose block. I think he was trying to go in.
And just as you make that point,
it comes up short.
There it is.
Anything to prove me wrong. These bags know how to do it.
Well, that's become your catchphrase.
Yeah,
prove me wrong.
Me
And that's. I think people are enjoying doing just that when they can. But I'll be honest with you, there's a good chance DJ Long may prove you right as you've chosen him to win this entire major here in Cedar Rapids. And thanks again to our friends here in Cedar Rapids who have the hospitality, as always, has been fantastic. Like I said, the elevator game is on point at the hotel. The folks at Rock 108 Rock Radio brought in a host of great, fantastic players and groups that have competed admirably. They're still out there playing in doubles right now, as a matter of fact, some of the local teams, which has been great. And Rock 108, a great partner here with NRG Media in Cedar Rapids. Looking forward to having them possibly be part of our event at the end of August out at the Field of Dreams movie site.
Yeah, maybe so.
Should be a lot of fun. And if we're coming to a town near you, feel free to grab a hold of your local rock or country radio station. Those tend to be the ones that line up with us best. Classic rock as well. Let us know. We'll set up some tournaments and get you qualified. Maybe you find yourself out here on center stage.
Like I said, I just saw some of the local guys that qualified through the rock station. Put a very good team of Bob Howell and Frank User in the losers bracket while we were waiting to come on air. Oh, and Chittenden's got two piled up.
I think he's going to be able to get around there. Oh, boy, I'll tell you, he was really able to wrap it around that left side of the hole going the opposite way, but not this time. And
he's okay with that. I'm going to tell you that right now. Craig is.
Yeah. He's going to go hard with the push there, boy, and that's he couldn't have drawn that out.
Guess what that
worse.
is? That's the game.
That's game right there. Unbelievable.
One shot.
Craig Ervin is able to find his way back from a pretty significant air show put on by Michael Chittenden. He's able to pull it out, and that's going to be your final 21-14.
ACO, we are Cornhole.